What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz states that he will put more pressure on Anthony Joshua in the rematch. He will throw more punches, and he will be more prepared. Now, this is exciting news. It's encouraging news because we see what Andy Ruiz is getting involved with, those things that he hasn't been never known of. He has never been exposed to this type of experience first of all, as a heavyweight champion. Second of all, as a unified heavyweight champion. Now as a countryman or a Mexican orgullo, I'm thinking about the English word, role model, right? So he's now, all this is new to him. And the danger about Andy Ruiz is going into a fight that he feels, well, I can win, and not really preparing himself, But we've seen him do everything else. Now, who's to say he's not doing that? I think he is. If he says he's going to do it, he's going to do it, because I'm pretty sure that he's going to fight harder to keep what he's just obtained. Okay? So that's very good news to hear to a certain degree. Okay? Now, the reason why I say to a certain degree is Andy Ruiz is an accurate puncher. Okay, if you notice anything about Andy Ruiz, he doesn't like to throw unless he knows that it's a accurate punch that could land. So really, he's saying, I'm going to put more pressure and I'm going to put more punches together. I don't think that's really his style. I think he's more of a counterer, because again, he likes to look for shots, countering the jab, or saying somebody throw a right, hooking, when they throw the right. So countering the right with a hook, or countering. He's a counter puncher. He's similar to Canelo. You know what I mean? A lot of people might think that's crazy, but he does throw fast, quick combinations. He's a beautiful combination puncher, but he's not the type of puncher that just throws punches by volume. He doesn't throw punches like Angulo. Like he's not that type of fighter. Okay? He's not just going to come in and just throwing punches just to try to score, to land something. He's not that kind of guy. He's one of those guys, he throws calculated punches, that just shows his amateur pedigree, because that's what you work on. Hit without being hit, bobbing, moving, dipping, slipping. You know what I'm saying? That's what he wants to do. Catch and shoot. He is that guy. He is not the guy that throws a bunch of punches. Because here's the problem with throwing a bunch of punches. If you're throwing a bunch of punches being the shorter guy and you're letting your hands go, what could happen ultimately? You can get countered yourself. Okay? And if he's out of range throwing punches, that means he's going to have to be in position to throw those punches. But if he's not in position, but then his intent is to throw more punches, right? He's going to try to put pressure on himself to get inside. That could be dangerous, because I noticed in that fight with Anthony Joshua, he ate some right hands here and there because he was trying to aggressively continue what he started, which he was successful doing, but he paid a price in some of those times. So if Anthony Joshua's whole extent is to keep this guy at a distance, I'm assuming due to his video, that he posted, he's going to have it difficult to come in. So it's going to be frustrating at times trying to cut off the ring when you're really not that guy. You know what I mean? Because the only way he was successful is when Joshua tried to bite the bullet and come in and exchange with him, throwing single punches here and there. 1, 2, 3, where then those are a lot of holes, especially of a guy slower than you, and you're quicker throwing combinations. Hey, it's open season. 1, bum, bum, 2, bum, bum, 3, bum, bum, right? You're throwing in between the punches that this slower guy is throwing singles. And that's what Anthony Joshua was doing. But if he mixes it up, if he changes, like, hey, I'm going to keep your ass at bay, And you're going to eat this jab. You're going to eat this jab. You're going to eat. Oh, you're coming in. Right hand. But if you're constantly trying to be aggressive, that aggressiveness could go against you because you're throwing too many punches, leaving your defense open. So I kind of get what he's saying. He's going to be prepared. I hope so. He better be prepared, because I guarantee he wants to keep what he just got. Right? So I don't think he would come in half-ass, unless I hope not. I hope the fame and the spotlight and all this other attention doesn't get to him, because if it does, he's mincemeat. Joshua knows what it's like to be that guy. He's been that through his whole fucking career. After he got out of the gold Olympic amateurs, he's been a gold Olympian. Ever since then, he's been on the up and up and up. So, but this is all new to Ruiz. So it's a good thing to hear, but it's another thing to see, because again, you got to show me. You got to show us. You know what I mean? Sure, you're buying houses for your mom. You're buying a new whip. You're doing this. You're doing that. That's great. But at the end of the day, you got to remember, how did you get all this stuff? Inside the ring with opportunity. Right? So he has to take this opportunity once again to seal the deal. But it sounds great to hear him say, I'm going to put more pressure on, but by throwing more punches, no, I think that could be his downfall. That's iffy, throwing more punches. Of course, you could, be talking about throwing more punches than before. Here's the deal, though. Think about it. Throwing more punches, losing weight. I mean, it sounds good, but both of those things could be a dangerous thing to do. Very much a paradox. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to throw more punches being an accurate puncher. Just throwing to be throwing, because you might. That's what happened to Joshua. Just throwing punches and they weren't landing. Right? But anyway, sounds good. I want to see how his training goes. And he says he's going to only take 1 week off. So let's see if he's back in the gym. I like that, you don't see much. The only things you do see is what he's doing outside the gym. The accolades of his newfound stardom and fame. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Andy Ruiz, his statements. Do you think it's a good idea? Does it look exciting? But more punches for more punches means a much exciting fight too at the end of the day, people. So, I got to add that in there. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.